Alright, what's up y'all? This is a bit of a different type of video. I'm trying to record more sort of day in the life, what I actually get up to when I'm not just talking about how to make money with AI or how to sell or build AI agents. So let me know if you like this type of stuff. This is me actually going from where I'm at right now, it's Orlando, all the way to my parents' house, which is in Montreal. It's about a 1,600-mile journey. So I'm gonna try to take you guys with me. I talk about how I make that road trip, which is like 20 hours, extra productive. So let me know if you guys like it, and if you have any comments or anything I can help answer. Let it fly. As the current time, and today we've got quite the drive ahead of us. I'm gonna be driving probably at least 10, maybe 12 hours, trying to get near Virginia, because I gotta drive all the way home. So I'm gonna try to take you on the journey with me. All right, let's do this.
Galapagos critters howling into his own Nick.
Don't. Kind of far.
Now this is what you call getting the most out of your time.
Driving all the way to Montreal, watching Liam on my phone at the same time. As I was driving, I'm like, well, how can I make the most out of these 2 hours that I've got, right? Typically, I'll do it from my computer. I've always got time to. I'll feel bad if I'm not producing, right? But now, because I have nothing to do for the next 20 hours, essentially, I'm just going to spend all these hours just learning as much as I can. And it actually might be even more productive than just me tapping away on my computer, because the stuff that I learn in these next few hours might get me to output 2 or 3 times more when I do go back to tapping in the computer. So, okay. Double whammy right here. I just wrapped up Liam's like 6-hour masterclass video on AI agencies. Phenomenal stuff. Kudos to you, Liam. And I'm now watching my business partner stuff, Mark, but you can see right here.
Other spot's going to be because we have a heavy hitter language model. There's things like to web search within this terminal. There's like normal web search at the EXA SV server. So now it's popping this up. I'm already getting a good feedback loop here. So I click on number 2. 1, it should ask me again. And now
I have been driving since probably 5 a.m. I saw the sun come up. It was nighttime when I left, and now the sun is going down. So we've been doing this for a minute now. But we don't have too much left. I think we got about 10 hours left, which ain't too bad. Plus I've been consuming a whole bunch of AI content at the same time, which is pretty fun.
It is 2 a.m. I left the house at 4, so we're about 22. I think I left it more like 4 or 5-ish. So I'm about 20 hours in. I just got to this hotel. I called Hilton and they looked at like 10 different hotels, and this is the only one in this area that's available. I had to drive like another hour away from the last sort of clip, but it's cool because I'm driving towards the house and it's colder. Freaking terrible. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get a few hours of sleep and then we'll make it back home tomorrow, God willing. I'll see y'all. Have a good night. Alright, good morning. It is currently 8:43 a.m. and I forgot how beautiful in the north gets in the sun. Like, look at this. This stuff right here is gorgeous. Maybe to grab a coffee, protein bar, and then just try to make it home ASAP. Let's run it. I also now realized I didn't even give y'all a house tour. So welcome to MTV Cribs. We got the main gate right here. Bathrooms are alright. Yo boy. And there wasn't much here anyways. Kitchen right here. Yeah, this is where whenever we have guests over, we'll bring people to cook food for a bunch of people. This was one of the 5-star Michelin star recipes that I had yesterday. Food by this stuff, right? On a side note, this stuff was nasty. This is probably the nastiest thing I've ate in a while. All those old microwave meals. TV, a view of Central Park. But yeah, on a more serious note, actually pretty nice, especially for a price. It was like the cheapest thing I could find. I'm still not over just how absolutely gorgeous all this.
restarting every
Pretty
single
good
time you see a
stuff.
brand
I got
new
Mark
tool,
on the
framework,
phone.
or thing come out, very shiny thing, that might not even apply to what you're trying to do from a use case perspective, but you keep relearning every single month.
Do
So when
this.
you do that, you're really depriving of yourself.
I was talking about how do I provide value to these businesses? How do I know, or why do these businesses pay me? What do I mean by I can save them time with software? So most businesses will typically use some sort of software to run their businesses. A lot of ones that I work with roofing companies. And in roofing, you'd have specific software to help you manage your jobs, to help you keep track of where inventory is, to help keep track of who's working on what, who's at what appointment, etc. Now that can be really difficult to track. And there's also a lot of inefficiencies in the current systems that people are using typically. And if you could build some sort of solution that could help reduce that time, then that time is worth money to them. So a business owner will happily pay you a fraction of the money that you saved them because you saved them X money. So if you saved me $1,000, I will happily pay you $100 to do so. Now, sure, I might have now only saved $900, but the alternative was me saving $0. That is where the value is created. I am paying you a fraction of what you saved me. That's the exchange. So how do we provide this value? How do we make people spend less time or make more money? There's a couple different buckets that you can consider. There's a lot of business fundamentals here that we have to go over, so I'm gonna try to touch on them really quickly. One of them is wasted time with inefficient processes. So let's say that somebody has to send out emails, proposals to customers who close. Let's say this process takes 4 hours. The reason it takes 4 hours is because each individual has to look at previous reports. They have to try to find similar builds. They have to look at or calculate the amount of materials that are going to be needed. I'm still talking the construction space as an example. They then have to put this in a document. They then have to send this document over to the person, and they then have to follow up. This could take a few hours each. This is a process that is happening right now, right? It already exists. My job, our jobs as AI agency owners, is there a way that we can make this process go from 4 hours to less than 4 hours in a way that is substantial enough that somebody would be willing to pay for? So if you make this process from 4 hours to 3 hours and 30 minutes, most business owners aren't going to pay for that. Now, if you're at a gigantic scale, like if they're doing 1 million of these a month, then yeah, 30 minutes each is worth a tremendous amount. But I'm talking the majority of small to medium-sized businesses. So think between $500,000 a year to 10 million a year. Now, where does that leave us? Then we start to think, okay, well, is there anything I can do with the knowledge that I have, which is, as Leo Ollie calls it, a knowledge gap? What can I do to reduce the amount of time that this stuff takes me? Now, part of our jobs as agency owners is actually figuring out which problem is worth solving right now. Because I just make that problem up on the fly, but there are dozens of problems similar to these for every single business. And then it becomes your job to figure out which problem is worth solving at what time. They're probably all worth solving. However, if I'm starting with a brand new client, and I know I'm jumping around here, but I'm trying to give you the full picture. If I'm jumping on with a brand new client who's never worked with us, I'm not really going to pitch them on the solution that will take 10 months to build, because human beings probably aren't going to have the patience to wait 10 months and keep paying me for 10 months for a promise when this is the first time I've worked with them. Now, this is an existing client, you've worked with them for a long time. It's a different conversation, but I am trying to approach this this is the first time I've been ever doing it. So now that is one element of value that you can provide to businesses, which is taking a system that is taking X amount of hours and trying to reduce it. Right? If I can make that happen in 30 minutes or 5 minutes, that is something that is worth considering for a lot of business owners. The reason it's worth considering, it's not just because you want that person to just sit around for 4 hours, or the 3.5 hours that they now saved. We don't want them to just sit on their butt and do nothing. But they can now use those 3.5 hours that they just saved to do more money-making activities. So that could be calling previous customers to see if they want to come back for a second go, right? It could be an upsell. It could be dealing with angry customers to make sure they don't leave us negative reviews, which could impact our revenue. Because if people see that we're getting negative reviews, then they're probably not going to buy from us. It could be providing even better customer service to people who even would have been neutral, so that they leave us testimonials and referrals so that we can make more money. That is the actual value being provided. It's not just about the saving time, it's the stuff that these people can do with the time that they have now saved. That's one bucket. Another bucket that's worth considering, a big one, and I'm going to make this as a separate bucket, is speed to lead. Oftentimes, there's actually two buckets. There's a speed to lead, and there's, well, technically they're the same, but you could also almost consider them as two different branches. So you have speed to lead in multiple different factors. One speed to lead factor would be how quickly do you respond to people who are looking to work with you, and that has a big impact on whether they work with you at all. There's plenty of studies done on this, but people go into these problem-solving modes. Let's say I'm a dog groomer, then there's gonna be a period of time for about, a few minutes where getting my dog a groomer will be the only thing on my mind. I'm gonna call a bunch of places at the same time. And who do you think I'm gonna go with? I'm not gonna leave a bunch of voicemails for people. I'm gonna go with the person who picks up the phone, or the person who gets back to me the quickest. If I submitted a bunch of forms on a website, I'm just gonna go with the first person who gets back to me, most likely, unless they are terrible. That's how you should approach it. It's been a drive. It's been fun though. I've learned so much over these last few hours. Like even just now, I was watching some more of Nick's stuff just to try to really catch up. Been a super productive drive, even though like I haven't done anything on my computer. Like I haven't opened my computer in over 24 hours, which is kind of wild because I can't remember the last time that happened. I feel prepared going in the next few months, especially with this Profiters group. How do I build the best coaching program to replicate what I did and help other people instill it? What are the different methods other people are using? I'm just really broadening my horizons. So it's gonna be a really fun next few weeks.